Jeez.
Here we go. Well, hello there. We are back for another episode of reviewing The Bad Batch. This time is episode 9, and we are joined here with Sci-Fi Unchained as well as Jedi Knight. How you guys doing?
Poppin'?
Oh, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah. What's poppin', YouTube?
Gorgeous, gorgeous episode to review.
I think we have a lot to unpack here, don't we?
Especially from the last episode in which he went here as well.
Yes, because, work likes to screw me over sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you guys want to begin? Huh?
I think we should start off with the elephant in the room. Mainly, did we just get a new piece of lore that just revealed something with the dark implications for the future?
You mean the Kaminoans?
Yes.
If you're talking about how my theory was right and Omega is like Boba Fett and she's aging naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So does that make her like 13 years old like Boba in 19 BBY?
Yeah, it probably does.
It really would. It makes sense too. And I wonder what would happen if Boba and Omega actually met. Like, what if they show up together?
Honestly, I was actually expecting that to some point. Because I'd love to see that.
Yeah, whenever Fennec Shan showed up, I totally thought that was going to be Boba or somebody else that killed that Kaminoan scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was Tan Lee. She's from episode 2, and I was actually really surprised that they got rid of her.
I'm surprised she showed up in general. I thought they just threw her off to the side at the end of the series.
No, why not? Why not kill her?
The thing is, in the expanded universe, she was actually alive 40 years after Endor. There's a mention of her. During, I think she played a part. Let's see. I'm just going to check it on Wikipedia. She no longer served the government of Camino as of 40 ABY, and she was employed by Arcanian Microtechnologies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
By then, a much older and terminally ill Boba Fett discovered Tan Wee's location and forced her to divulge any information that could reverse his condition.
That's right. Weren't Arcanian Micro a direct competitor to Camino and whatever the official Kaminoan cloning business was called?
Possibly.
I don't know. I'm going to check.
What story do you prefer? Do you prefer her dying right now or, after?
Yeah. Yeah, why not? I kind of like it. Well, since they threw the baby out with the bathwater with the EU, and they're kind of cherry picking as they go and set up a new EU. I don't mind these minor changes. I mean,
it's just classic Dave Filoni, like not caring about the expanded universe.
He says he cares, but yet he doesn't.
The thing is, he does, but for some reason he changes stuff. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's trying to do it because of fan service reasons or if he's doing it because he's like, I don't like the way this turned out. Maybe I should fix it. Like maybe he's trying to fix issues. I don't know. The way he does it just always remains a mystery.
He also could be in a corner of, well, I kind of can't move anywhere in any kind of direction without changing something.
But to say that she's dead, actually.
Yeah, she could just be injured.
I mean, the thing is, you're never going to see her again, and I mean, I don't really care too much about the EU after Return of the Jedi, and her story only continues literally like 50 years after you last see her during the Clone Wars. In the EU, basically.
Yeah.
So who's to say that she just survived it or was knocked out or wasn't killed?
Yeah, but then again, like with Fennec Shan pulling the trigger, I doubt she survived.
Did she pull the trigger?
Yeah, she did.
How did I miss that?
And the thing is, like, maybe they were like, we need somebody to die. Who's it gonna be?
I totally believe she's dead because Fennec was hired by Nala Se. And Nala Se is actively working against Lama Su and why he wants Omega.
I think Lamassu is going to plan the Disney canon version of the Camino Uprising soon. Like, I think that will happen by the end of the series.
I'm really interested to see how that's going to happen because in a practical sense, it's 100% non-practical. You have a planet rebelling against a galaxy-spanning empire. You're not going to get very far. What's your plan? Like they have an army stationed in your capital. Like what could they possibly have planned?
True, but the thing is, like everyone who tried to rebel against the Empire failed, except for the Rebel Alliance and all the cells when they went in together. Both EU and canon, when you look at it.
I think a couple separatist holdouts succeeded, didn't they?
Well, I remember reading the Dark Times comics, New Plimto, for example. Like, if I remember correctly, everything fell. Everything was overrun by the Empire. It was just a matter of time. So, yeah.
Now, there were a few things that existed sort of outside of the Empire, but Palpatine actively let it happen. Like the Hutts, for example, or the Black Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love the Black Sun in the old EU, especially with Prince Shizor and how he was like directly competing against Darth Vader to be Palpatine's number 2 guy. That was really stinking cool. And it showed that the Hutts weren't weren't even the most powerful crime syndicate in the galaxy. But this shot is interesting to me because why are they different colors?
I don't know. I guess it's just their clothing style they adopted.
Are the males blue and the females like pale?
No, I think that when you look at Nala Se and Tan Wei, I remember when I read the lore on the Kaminoans, their eye color determined their position, right?
Yeah, it was some sort of, they actually developed some form of racism amongst each other due to eye color.
Yeah.
Like if you were gray eyes, you were superior. Blue eyes were inferior, and if you had yellow, brown, or green eyes, then you're dead.
Yeah, they would terminate the green ones.
Yeah, and I think there was also yellow and brown ones that would be terminated as well.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think Meta Nerds did a video on it. I have to watch it again though.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why they had the why they had the Kaminoans inside the cloning tanks. Like maybe they were trying to pull off, everyone to have certain eye color or something.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're literally a genetically modified species completely.
Yes.
I mean, in every way, when you look at it, if we compare it to real life, that sucks more than everything. Mm-hmm. Literally, it's like a bad idea to mix genetics with anything and change it. But over here, I mean, it's surprising how the Kaminoans have a very dark past.
They basically just made genetics into a business for themselves, trying to create the perfect race.
Yeah, and when you look at it, it seems that they're all cloned in a sense or something like that. Yeah. I don't know how they procreate.
And they also they're not allowed to express emotions either. They're only allowed to do it once a year at these special dances that they hold too.
This may be a good explanation behind Nala Se's sort of self-rebellion against Lama Su and the rest of the Kaminoans, with her trying to get Omega as far away from them as possible.
I think she regrets what she did to Fives, possibly. I think she regrets it now.
Maybe she sees Omega as kind of a daughter figure.
Yeah, she definitely does. I think that's the point why she's trying to protect her, knowing that she's going to be terminated.
Mm-hmm.
Although, what I've noticed is the complete turn of a character. When you watch the Clone Wars, she is literally working for Palpatine. The Kaminoans know everything. Order 66 is inevitable and everything. And
Right.
this is a very weird turn for her because she seemed like the character in the Order 66 arc with Fives, which she would want dead at the end of the arc. Like, she was annoying as hell. In a way that you see Fives and know that he's so close to reveal Order 66, but it's not going to happen thanks to her. And of course, Palpatine. But do you guys ever feel that way? Like when you rewatch something, you're still hoping, despite knowing that Fives is not going to succeed, like tell them, do this. Do you guys ever feel that way?
Yeah.
Like
100%.
every time I watch something, make the right decision this time. Like, it's ironic.
But we can't because we have a goat in our midst. Or something like that.
Meh.
Not that kind.
Oh, I'll just put him away.
Also, what is goat supposed to represent? I've been seeing that. Well,
It's supposed to represent the big baddie manipulating everything around them. Like, they pretty much just slide their way through everything, changing everything to fit their needs. That's pretty much how Palpatine was.
oh, so that's why they call him the goat.
Yeah.
Well, it stands for the greatest of all time.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not expected to know that. Yeah, I'm not English speaking usually, so
It's weird because here we always have these weird one letter phrases being thrown around. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean?
And plus, you learn something new every day, so
True.
that's also good.
honestly, these phrases like lol, XD, and stuff like that seem more like unlearning words instead of learning new ones.
It's basically stuff that helps make you dumber because you have
Well-
nothing better to do.
Well, you have to understand what language is. Language is just noises coming out of a hole in our face that we all agree mean a thing.
Yes, you could say something like and it can mean hi, how are you? Wonderful weather we're having, isn't it?
Yeah, and
It's
some
basically-
languages do sound a lot like that. Like, hey guys, speak your native language real quick.
And it's too bad the Kaminoans never really hang back in those chairs. It looks so uncomfortable how they're sitting over there.
Very, always did.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most interesting things in this episode, by my opinion at least, is the new planet that what's it called now? I'm gonna have to check. Is it?
We just looked it up before the stream.
Yeah, I forgot. I
It
forget
was
every
literally
time.
like 5 minutes before stream.
Is it Bola Via, something like that?
You mean the Bespin looking planet?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that looked really cool. I was
Actually,
like,
I'm
oh,
gonna check it right now.
I didn't even know the Kaminoans left their homeworld. Like, I thought they were so xenophobic they just wouldn't leave their home.
It's Boravio. Boravio. Forget every time.
cool. Okay, so now we have this subtle like bit of info dropped on us that they have outposts and things in other places and on other worlds. So they're not just isolated to Camino.
I mean, the question is why, because they've always been isolationist.
Yeah, but that's very cool, honestly. I
Yeah,
really
the thing
like
is, now they have facilities to actually make new clones. If you think about it, like they don't have to use Camino if they really wanted to.
That's true. So now that could be their contingency plan is, if they get nuked, they could just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, it's that, and plus they can now like make clones to fight the Empire,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to make a perfect setting for the for the Camino uprising.
The thing is, what I like about it is you can literally make 10 different Camino uprisings from different characters that work on Camino or whatever, different Kaminoans. Maybe some of them rebel earlier or after or whatever, and if they have many outposts, you can literally make many different types of clone armies or whatever and simply fight the Empire. I think that would be a very cool thing to add, like let's say 2 BBY, the rebellion, and then you have some Camino outpost making some clones for the rebels, for example. Imagine that.
That would be pretty cool.
I could see it.
Yeah, definitely.
Although, what I like about the damn.
It's all right, take your time.
Or whatever. What I like about it is that it feels like Bespin. It's like Camino, except the facilities are they flying? Or they're in the air, obviously, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. The concept seems just so cool, and it's obviously an abandoned base. How long would you guys say it's abandoned?
Looks like it's been abandoned for like years.
Possibly decades at the least.
Yeah, I think so too.
I thought this was going to be an episode that we got later, to be honest. I didn't expect Omega's rescue to be the very next episode.
Yeah, that was what I was about to say. Like, it happened a bit too soon.
I thought we were going to see, them kind of gear up and maybe get a unexpected ally or something. But no, this is just happened very quickly. And it did it because instead of that, we got a bit of a lore dump, right? Like we got the info about Omega, and now there's dissent within the Kaminoan ranks. We know they have facilities on other planets. We know that Fennec Shand is working not for the Kaminoans, but for Nala Se. Instead of, just a typical, gear up kind of episode like we got with Mandalorian, right? That's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah. Another, let's say, filler before they go and rescue Grogu or whatever.
Right. But that was the best kind of filler to me because it was still so stinking cool, right? With Boba fighting that night owl and everything that they did along the way, Mando going to Cara Dune. Cara's like, nah, I'm just gonna kick it back here. I'm not a bounty hunter anymore or whatever. They got the kid. Say what? All right, saddle up.
Yeah.
Like it was a really, really fun episode. And it may be able to be categorized as filler, but it's best kind of filler. It's that nice strawberry cream cheese filler. I like it.
Yep.
Now, before we go on, I would like to address a comment that we got over here.
What is it?
It says, Liam over here says, I love that we discover that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So here we go. I love that we discover that Cad Bane's patch in the head is there. And also, it shows that his fight between Boba is canon in Disney's eyes.
Ah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Although I think it's a good way to go out for Bane, for example, if Boba kills him. But I'm completely fine with him,
surviving. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? After all, I'd say Cad Bane is the best bounty hunter in the galaxy since Django's dead.
Right.
And Dirge is dead as well.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that put me off here is how he got defeated by Fennec.
Yeah. Well, did he? Was he defeated? Or was she? Define defeated.
I think it may have just came out as a draw.
Yeah, I think it's more some of that sort. I know one thing that you guys want to talk about because you weren't here last week. In episode 8, when Cad Bane arrives, that part specifically.
Yeah, it's just how is he still alive? Did he have a metal plate in his head or something, or did Dave Filoni just use his magic?
Son,
Maybe
I wouldn't be so hasty if I were you.
I wouldn't do this if I were you, son. You might cause some more pain.
Sorry, little lady. He's just so cool.
He looks like something out of Red Dead.
I want him and I want there to be a parody where him and Crosshair just flick toothpicks at each other.
Mm.
The toothpick is responsible for everything in the Star Wars universe.
You know what would have been very weird if I mean we saw Crosshair just briefly at the beginning of the episode, right? I was expecting him to be a bit more in the episode and not just for 5 seconds. It would have been funny if he had the toothpick in his mouth despite being injured and everything. Would have been fun.
Like as he was chasing them for concentration, right?
yeah.
So what do you think about
when they go into hyperspace, he just spits it out, gets pissed.
Yeah, that could have been cool. So what do you think about Cad Bane's ship?
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, what does it remind you of?
I like how I think I know where you're going with this. Is it because of the ladder, like how Din Djarin has in his ship? Because that's what that reminded me of.
Yeah, well, like there's
got ladders now.
Yeah, but then again, it does kind of remind me of the Ghost from Rebels.
That's what I was going to say.
At the same time, it's kind of mixed with the cockpit of the of the Imperial gunship that they use, or the Coruscant Police gunship, something like that. Like it's a mix between like 3 or 4 ships, pretty much.
I get some major Ghost vibes off it too.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Should we talk about Toto by chance?
What about Toto?
Yeah, it's just good to see him again.
Yeah, Seth Green's back to voice him.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Sorry, what were you guys going to say? I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to...
I don't know. When you guys mentioned the Ghost, what feels like the Ghost to me is like you have this main... How would I say it? Like when you get off the bridge of the ship, on both your left and right, you have these rooms on both sides, just like in the Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why it feels like it to some point. I don't know. Although what I do know about this ship is that it was supposed to be seen in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, although it was canceled. You know.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. It was originally designed for the Clone Wars, and they just put it in here. So it's technically not a new design right now, but we haven't seen it in the Clone Wars. That's what I know.
And there's the patch on his head from Boba's blaster.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. Why not? After all, Bane is a badass. He should be able to survive anything. After all, he was able to steal a holocron, which no one else ever did.
True. Yeah, that patch is a really nice touch. It's a nice nod to fans who are in the know, and it's very subtly done.
I like how both he and Boba Fett as they were dueling, they got shot in the same place. Like literally same side of the head, you know.
Do you guys kind of feel like since the last episode when he shot Hunter, he felt like a huge badass? Literally, I would compare him to Calo Nord from Knights of the Old Republic. Literally unkillable in the game. If you guys know. When he kills you in the cantina, if he counts to 3.
I don't know if I feel like the bounty hunters we're getting are incredibly badass, or if Hunter's just not that great. And that makes me sad.
I mean, he's never gone up against an experienced bounty hunter before. So
sure, but he's an elite commando clone. Like, he's supposed to be able to beat these guys.
Maybe not Bane. I mean, if you remember, I would say that Hunter was much better than Fennec Shand.
Yeah.
I would say that he was better. He was definitely stronger. I mean, do I need to say the obvious? He's a man or whatever. No, seriously. Nice. He was able. He would have. I think he was able to beat Fennec Shand. Although when it comes to Wrecker and Fennec, she uses more brains than Wrecker uses it.
That's because
So-
Wrecker has a pea-sized brain. We all know this.
Yeah. And the only reason why she knocked out Hunter was because of the helmet. If Hunter was in his armor, I think it was game over for Fennec Shand. Although when you look at it, how was it a draw in this episode with Bane?
How would I say it's a draw? Well, I mean,
the
They
story
both-
required it to be, right?
Yeah.
maybe. I'm just saying they're both pretty skilled, and they both. I think because they both knew each other, right?
Yeah.
I think they might have studied each other's fight. They could have studied each other's fighting styles, and maybe, you know. Honestly, I don't
What
really
if-
know how to answer this. It's like,
What if they obviously knew each other? I mean, I've noticed throughout the Clone Wars, for example, you've had some bounty hunters who fought against each other at some points and would fight together afterwards, depending on the mission and the bounty.
Mhm.
If you guys remember that. Maybe this is just one of those situations. Like, Bane wasn't planning on literally killing her if he didn't have to, maybe. Or maybe she wasn't planning on doing it as well. Like, they know each other, so they maybe had a job together at one point or something. I don't know. So it was just maybe fighting over the bounty. I don't know. Maybe it's a long shot because Bane is amoral. Is that how you say it? Right?
Yeah. It's all about the job.
Yeah, it's all about the job.
He'll
And
take-
I mean,
take
plus
on
you can
it.
see him. You can see him in the episode how he gets pissed when his droid loses the credits.
My credits.
my credits. Toto, get the girl.
I mean, I remember Embo, for example. He fought alongside the Jedi in that episode when Hondo Onaka is stealing the was it spice from those villagers on Felucia, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have Endo fighting alongside the Jedi. Then you have Endo in one episode fighting against Anakin in the Clovis arc, for example, when he's gliding on his hat. You remember that when he's firing it at it?
Yeah.
So yeah, like it depends on the job, I guess.
Yeah.
Literally.
Speaking of Clovis, is anyone satisfied that he's dead?
Not really.
Eh.
You?
I'd be far more satisfied if they actually did something with what's his name?
Lux Monteri.
Lux Monteri. Yeah, you knew exactly what I was gonna say, you dog, you.
Yeah, I knew.
But yeah, like it's such a great opportunity, man.
We need more Lux. We need more of
It'd
them.
be cool if he appears here. I think he should.
Yeah, otherwise we just go to Dave Filoni's house and just say, because he didn't put Lux in the Bad Batch, we just say, go outside his house and just chant, "You're whack, you're whack," or something like that, just because he didn't do it.
Just litter his lawn with fan fiction
Yes,
and things that could have been.
yes, and just say, "You're whack."
I'm thinking about the finale of season 1. Some big character is gonna appear, definitely. And I don't think it's gonna be Ahsoka.
Do you think it's going to be Vader?
Nah, not yet.
I kind of feel really tired if it's Maul.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not yet. If he appears, he should appear like maybe a few years after.
I'd be perfectly okay if we didn't get Maul at all in this show.
You think?
I'd be perfectly okay
Mhm.
because we what Disney Star Wars needs to start doing is what's stinking Abrams and Johnson quote unquote tried to do and branch off from what we know and start making something new, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've got a good base now. Disney Star Wars is pretty well established. Phase 1, call Phase 1 over. Phase 1's done. Start giving us new things. Start moving into newer territory.
You're gonna get the Acolyte. That's very new.
That's true. And
Yeah.
people are already saying that they're very skeptical about it because
I
of
am
that.
too, because Leslie Hedlund is directing it, the secretary of Harvey Weinstein, the rapist or whatever he was. I don't know, pedophile. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not to mention, I actually saw a tweet of her, something like that, a few days ago. What she wants the most is to add more LGBT stuff. That's like the main goal. That's going to make her very happy.
See, I'm more concerned that she has people on her writing staff that have no clue about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she hired people who never watched Star Wars.
It's a shame though, because Leslie, didn't she actually make some really good stuff before? But then
Highly doubt it.
I don't know. I don't know anything about her. So
I know that
it's like-
she led some poor women astray when they got
Ooh.
employed by her master or whatever.
Ooh.
Or actually, did they call him God? Right?
That's a great question. I don't know too much about the finer details of that. But
Yeah, actually, I remember during some Oscars, someone called Harvey Weinstein God. I don't know if it was her or something.
not a
Yeah.
great look.
Nope.
Not a great look there.
But honestly, not
That-
surprising for Star Wars at this point with Disney. Not at all, if you ask me.
Mhm. Honestly, I hope if somebody buys it off Disney, then maybe things can go back to normal, because it's not impossible.
Well, you know, Amazon's been doing some great stuff.
What-
Do you really
I-
want Jeff Bezos sticking his hands in things, though?
Yeah,
think
but
about
Bezos,
that.
but Bezos doesn't have like any influence, or at least I don't think he does, over shows that are really awesome, like The Boys or Invincible.
Mhm.
But the thing is, this is a bit off topic, honestly, but in regards to the Lord of the Rings Amazon series, wow, that is going to be the most expensive trash on earth at this point.
They're going
I-
all. I think they're blowing so much money on it. They're never gonna make it back.
We'll see.
I don't know if they're not going to make it back, but the thing is, they are so going to destroy the Lord of the Rings universe. It's unbelievable.
Here's what-
I'll give it a chance, because Game of Thrones was a crazy amount of stuff left out from the books, and I read all the books, and
I mean, the whole
There-
controversy with Game of the Thrones. What happened exactly? Like, I know nothing about that. All I know is that season 8 was considered the worst season, and I literally know nothing about it.
that's kind of it. Season 7 was a whole bunch of wish fulfillment, and then the season that ended all of it was just kind of garbage, because it took the characters' progression and just shat all over it. Like Daenerys turned not necessarily into, well, she did turn into the thing that she hates, but not so much in the same way that Anakin did.
I was gonna say, I heard Daenerys got the worst end of the stick.
She did. It's a lot. It's a lot to explain.
Yeah.
That it deserves its own episode.
Oh
Yeah.
well. Honestly, in regards to the Lord of the Rings series, I'm just not gonna watch it, because in the end, why watch something like this we know is gonna be garbage when we have the original?
Well, give it a shot.
You know, the thing is, I enjoyed the Shadow of Mordor games, Shadow of War and stuff. They were very, very good games. They did make some very, very big inconsistencies with the original war, but it's fine. It's nothing political, at least. You know,
Yeah.
it was all for fun. But the thing is, what I've noticed with Amazon is they fired all the Tolkien scholars that actually care about the war, brought in
Really?
some feminists, and they're already identity politics ink all over it. And I'm out.
Case and point.
So yeah,
Really?
let's end it at that. Want to move on with the dark new lore of the Kaminoans and the
Yes,
the
let's
planet.
move on to what we should consider their biggest breakthrough in their lore, or something like that.
Well, it is on screen, at least. despite us knowing the background and the history of the Kaminoans, and
You mean
You
the split between Nala Se and the rest of the Kaminoans?
Also, when we're on the topic of Kaminoans, you know that 5,000-year-old Kaminoan Jedi,
Kinaha.
Yeah, that is she's literally the oldest living Jedi when you look at it.
Really?
And I think she's only mentioned in, is it a Republic Commando novel, right?
Right.
Imperial Commando, maybe.
I think an image of her exists too.
Yeah, she joins Cal Scarata and his band in Imperial Commando, and she also has a younger Jedi with her. For as much as Cal hates Jedi, he houses a lot of them. But
I
yeah,
thought he just hated Kaminoans.
No.
He also hates Kaminoans as well. Yeah. He also hated Kaminoans. Cal Scarata.
Oh,
Well,
Task
hello
Force
there.
Mando joined.
Yes.
Hello there,
Welcome to
mate.
the stream, buddy.
Welcome.
Hey.
I wonder what that headpiece is.
Probably just decorative headdress.
I don't know. Just Kaminoan crap. They're not really fancy when you look at it when it comes to clothes or anything. Very simple.
Yeah, you're right. I like how gullible Toto always is.
Oh yeah, very likable as well.
It's funny how Omega actually managed to get him to do this.
When they had that moment where Omega has that idea to trick Toto, I thought that this was going to be our, oh shit, all right, this is going to be her having force powers and she's going to undo something with the door.
You know what's interesting? Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, it'd be funny if she actually, if someone actually did a full-on, parody of her saying, Toto, please do come over here so I can pretty much knock you unconscious. And he's like, okay.
You know what I find interesting? The contrast between Cad Bane and Toto in general. You have this huge badass, and then you have this funny, gullible droid.
Yep.
The best part of it being that Cad Bane blows him up at one point when he enters the Jedi Temple.
Mm-hmm. Hey, guys.
They're all just staring at him. They're just like, who is this?
Yeah.
And what's he doing in our
In the air vent.
No, it's like, what's he doing in our crib? What's he doing in our crib?
Yeah. Anyway, in this part of the episode here, I think this is one of the most interesting parts. I always love when they talk about Jango Fett.
Mm-hmm.
We learn some, let's say, new lore in regards to Omega and stuff like that. What do you guys think? Maybe she's the sister of Boba, technically.
She could be. Maybe? I'm wondering if they actually did take some of Jango's sister's DNA too.
Jango's sisters?
Or one of his, because Jango had a sister, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
What if they also took her DNA? What if they're going to make her canon in some way?
Didn't she die or something? His entire family? Or
no, she joined Death Watch. And then
she joined Death Watch. She got kidnapped by the Empire at some point. And she was in an Imperial prison on Coruscant, I think it was. And in an effort to reverse their rapid aging, Cal Scarata led a team of his boys to break her out so they could possibly use her DNA to find whatever genetic coding they needed to help reverse that advanced aging.
Yep.
It's interesting. I didn't know I didn't know about that, surprisingly enough, even though I read Open Seasons. So, although it's not there, if I remember correctly.
Well, this was in the Commando novels.
Well, hello there, Iron Inquisitor. Welcome to the stream.
Hey,
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
I just got on. I was hoping I would be able to finish the episode earlier today, but I just finished it and some things came up.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I'm right fresh out of it.
anyway, you wanna share your thoughts on it?
Let's see.
Who's doing the dishes, huh?
Sorry, that's me.
That's fine. You're good. Anyways, Iron, you may continue.
Oh yes, yeah. I really liked it. I like seeing more of the bounty hunter stuff. If you guys already discussed that.
Sort of. Although the Kaminoan part is probably the most interesting, by our opinion, at least.
Oh, I agree. The reveal.
I like how whenever Tech chimes in with anything, everyone's like, "You couldn't have mentioned this earlier." He's like, "I thought it was obvious."
He always
No, they're just-
assumes something's obvious.
And then they just say, "I hate you" right afterwards. So like, Tech, why didn't you mention this? Is like, nobody ever asked. I thought you all knew this. And then they're just like, "I hate you," or Wrecker's like, "I hate you."
I'll bash your head in.
I do like how in the previous episode, Tech is trying to explain something about ion engines. Wrecker just kind of shoves him. He's like, "No one cares."
It reminds me
bad.
of whenever Sam Carter from Stargate always brings up something scientific, and Colonel O'Neill is just like, "Oh."
Yeah, O'Neill's. She could explain something, and O'Neill's like, "Right, yes."
You know, the Bad Batch in a way kind of remind me of the Eds from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Like, Tech is basically Double D. Wrecker's basically Ed. I don't know who'd be Eddie, though. Maybe Hunter? Or, nah. I don't know. Still, they remind me of that in a way.
You know, I kind of wanted Tech to finish with his description of the engine. I kind of wanted to hear what he has to say.
Same here, honestly. And then they did the easy part out in order to not be able to make the script more complicated and have him explain it. They just shut him up. So
that would be a super cool thing to make. Like you know how everybody has explanation bits and videos and excerpts on, what an ion engine is and how it works, or how this kind of shielding works, or this kind of weapon, or what have you. Wouldn't it be cool to have a Wikipedia style site with Tech explaining things?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a hollow version of Tech.
Oh yeah, definitely, that would be cool.
It just went out according to Tech.
I was going to say he'd be using too many big words that will destroy everybody's brains. I mean, he already destroyed Wreckers.
Wrecker just be like, English, please.
Basic, please.
It'd be fun if you could do an AMA, and for any kind of question that's like too complicated or like a trolley kind of answer, he would just he would just troll you right back. I thought that was obvious. Like, that's it. That's all you get. So this episode is another episode where we get to see Omega kind of grow a little bit more, because she's put into this very dangerous situation and she has to figure things out on her own. You know, she's able to pick the locks for all of the drawers. She's able to escape. She's able to figure out how to work her comm system and reach the ship.
It feels like she's developed naturally.
Which is great.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think she'll just keep growing, which is perfect.
Yeah, she's definitely not a Mary Sue like I think a few people thought she was going to be. Like, she actually had development from a girl who was just stuck in a med lab on Camino all day to becoming this all-around, like, I'm learning stuff, I'm going to know how everything works.
experiencing the universe too.
Not in a good way, though.
Yeah, because she keeps everybody's trying to kidnap her.
But she
Yeah.
gets to have popcorn candy at the end of the mission.
With
With
Big Brother
Shrekker.
Wrecker.
Okay, let's move on to whatever is next. I don't know. I don't have much to say generally for this episode, except that I love the new planet and the Camino and stuff quite a
Why
bit.
just cut right to the chase? Why just cut right to it?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, here we are.
Oh yeah, here it is. Bespin or whatever.
Yeah, hey, can I copy your homework? Sure, just change it up a little bit. Make sure it doesn't look the same.
Although it does look Kaminoan, except you have the clouds instead of the water. Just look at, for example, here on the right side, you see the small tower behind the bigger one, for example.
Yeah.
They have the exact same ones in the Camino. I remember the shots. And what's interesting about it is, for example, in Dark Empire, the Emperor's on Biss, the Emperor's Citadel on Biss has the same type of tower as they do here. You guys can check it out.
It'd be cool
Well,
I do.
if somebody did a Battlefront 2 mod of this as well, which it's obvious somebody will do, but just do that and have Omega as a hero.
What would she do?
She'd have a bow and arrow.
I feel like you'd be so weak you get 2 shot and you're done.
True. Probably be like BB-8 or something. You know what would be cool here? Since this is an abandoned facility, it's dark. It would be cool if there was a zombie outbreak, like in Death Troopers. I think that the old that the atmosphere suits it very well in there, especially with the green tanks of dead clone stuff, whatever.
You right. Project Blackwing. This could be a good site for it.
Or maybe it doesn't have to be the same thing. Could be a different type of virus. Imagine undead Kaminoans, for example, or something.
I did like the darkness of, Fennec Shan pushing a dead clone body off of her with all like the sludge and everything.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, that's a big step for this kind of a show." I like it.
Yeah. Although, what was the first thing that Omega saw in the tank? Do any of you know?
I do not.
I think that was a mutated Kaminoan.
I'm just going to try and find that part. I'm going to skip a bit when she runs away. Oh. Wait. Oh, here it is.
Is that a Celestin?
That's what I thought at first, somewhat.
Kind of looks like one, but I don't think it is.
Maybe it's supposed to just be a random mutated thing. Would be cool if some of those things were actually still alive. Although that, just look at the state of the aquarium.
Oh, that'd be so terrible.
Honestly, this place has some potential to make a good horror story.
You right. When you write, you write.
Okay. But nothing here, right? Oh, wait. Those are not the same things in each tank, as far as I can see.
No, the silhouettes look really different.
Yeah, like a baby Voldemort.
It's really creepy, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they did this.
I love that they did this. it made Camino
it-
so much darker. Yeah, go on.
It's making me think of those tanks that had all those notes in them in Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, yeah. True. Although, if I remember correctly, in the Mandalorian series, we also saw something similar, which was directly connected to the rise of Soy Wanker or whatever.
Rise
Right.
of Bushwanker.
You know, the what do they call them? Something apparently new to lore from the sequel era. The things that they saw in the tanks, the thing that Snoke was. I can't remember the name. Not important though, but
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go do something real quick.
yeah,
Can't
no
really-
problem.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Can't really remember.
I really like this. It still works though.
I like how I like how for an advanced science fiction universe they still use satellite dishes.
I
Like,
like
Looks
it.
pretty beat up. I wonder how long it's been here.
I'd say at least 50 years, maybe 100, huh?
But again,
Then-
it still works.
Looks
so.
like it could be.
The thing is, why would they abandon it? They obviously use it just for a, I don't know, meetup place
Good
or
question.
whatever.
Maybe it became obsolete.
Well, you got to think the Kaminoans are basically pretty good at cloning stuff, so they're probably trying different experimentations on different species, and they failed on certain species, and other ones that had success, and probably they abandoned it because they just didn't go their way.
And plus, they're pretty good at keeping secrets as well. So
Big time.
I really wish that they revisit this place later on. At first, when we came here, I didn't realize that this was a Camino type place until I saw this here.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. What about you guys? Does
And plus, the
panel-
doors look, the same.
Yeah, the
I got
doors
that
smell.
same vibe too.
Gosh, Echo needs some sun.
Yeah, that
I was
kind
thinking
of
the same
makes sense.
thing. I know.
Such
Just
a-
notice how pale that poor guy is.
Such a pale boy, not getting any vitamin D.
'Cause how long
Honestly, I would have expected them.
in
Yeah, go on.
TCW season 7, like when he was captured, like how long was he gone?
That's a good question.
2 years.
It was 2 years since the Citadel.
I think the Citadel was in 21 BBY, and obviously this was at the end of the war, so 19 BBY. Let's say a year and a half at least.
So yeah, 2 years stuck in that cryo thing without sun. He's gonna get pretty pasty.
Yeah, although I'd expect him to get back to normal and not be so pale for the next year. Like if he's healthy, his skin color should return to normal, somewhat at least.
Hmm.
But
I
then
don't know,
again, it
actually-
could be just the side effects of the thing. So
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to see in this series be explored?
Yes.
The advanced aging to be reversed somehow by
Uh-huh.
someone, maybe. I
And that
mean,
would be
we know
pretty
that
cool.
Rex, Gregor, and Wolf don't get that, obviously. Although it would be cool if some of them did. Maybe Omega is the key to that, since they said it, she has
yeah.
a pure genetic code from Jango Fett, except it's a XX chromosome instead of an XY like Boba.
I want to know why she has different color hair. Why is her
Probably-
hair-
Probably didn't think about it too much, maybe. Just a design choice. Huh?
possibly. But then again, maybe they expand further onto that, later on in the series.
Mhm.
I would love, to get some explanations on a lot of things in this series.
I want answers, damn it.
Also, when we come to this scene, did Fennec shoot her?
I bet you she did.
And
I got the same impression as well.
Yeah.
yeah, she probably shot her.
But the thing is, did we see that? Because I can't remember that for some reason.
No.
I mean, I don't see any smoke coming out of a wound or anything.
I don't know. For some reason, I just like to think that she knocked her out.
Hmm.
Simply because of my love for the EU. I'd honestly prefer it that way, despite us not seeing her ever again. Because we don't even see her in the EU until like 40 years after Return of the Jedi. But, you know.
Hmm.
I like
Honestly-
the concept of Boba finding her and, you know, trying to get her to help him
Mhm.
in the expanded universe somewhat. So
Yeah, didn't he have some kind of sickness or something? And he needed
yeah,
to be cured?
Did he get cured?
I think he did. Did he? Right?
I'm pretty sure. I might have heard this just from someone reviewing a book because I haven't gotten that far yet.
He may have. I know that the Moth Council at the time had nuked Mandalore with this genome-specific virus, and it kept him from setting foot on the planet because it specifically targeted him. And it was also a danger to his daughter and granddaughter. But that's all I really remember.
It's cool though.
Oh yeah.
It's cool that they brought Tan Wei. Like, it's literally, let's say, that's 60 years after the events of the Clone Wars. How long do Kaminoans live, though?
I think they're supposed to be really long-lived.
Well, we do have Kina Ha, who lived 5,000 years, although they said that she was genetically modified,
Right.
apart from other Kaminoans.
So what are we thinking? Maybe a couple hundred years?
Maybe. It's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
You'd expect genetically engineered beings like they are to, be, let's say, fixed.
Right.
With a long life or whatever.
Yeah.
Although, if she is killed here, I really didn't expect that. And I don't really feel comfortable with Disney killing off characters, even though they're not really important, but characters that were created by George Lucas directly.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish we got a few more words out of her before she got killed.
If she got killed, that is.
Well, I'm pretty sure she did.
Well, even if she didn't, is there any other way off of that planet?
Yeah, I'd expect, the pod that the ball
Yeah.
ship that she flew.
yeah.
I guess we have that.
But can that achieve intergalactic flight? Does it have hyperdrive?
Doubt it. Although when you look at it, you have many more facilities here. I guess one at least has a ship of some kind, maybe.
She better hope so.
Or after all,
Possibly.
you can make a distress signal, after all, with the broken antenna dish.
That's true.
So I wouldn't make it far-fetched. Although I doubt that Disney is deep enough to even think about that. I mean, despite this series being from Dave Filoni or whatever, I don't think they give a shit.
You're probably right.
Although, did you guys notice that the ball thingy is much more rugged and older than the ones we already saw in Camino, like during the Clone Wars when Grievous and Ventress escaped, for example?
Yeah.
They're not even completely, how would I call it, smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They look like a Transformers ball. We'll get to that.
I think this has been probably one of the longest fight scene that we've seen Bane in.
Is it?
I think so.
It seems like it to me.
Because it was
It's been
a
a while
good
since I've seen
third of
the
the
later
episode.
series or episodes of Clone Wars. So
Although, do you guys remember when Bane fought against Anakin? season 4 when he escapes with Obi-Wan Kenobi, aka Reiko Hardin.
Yes,
That was a badass fight.
Yeah.
100%. But I'm saying this fight is the longest.
True. Yeah, this was half an episode basically.
Speaking
And
of which,
if I recall correctly, also had to fight Obi-Wan with a lightsaber and actually held his ground pretty good for quite a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even against Anakin, I'd say that's a big deal, especially since at the very end of the Clone Wars, Ahsoka talks of Anakin as if he's like the greatest Jedi of them all, especially when fighting against Maul, if you remember.
and again,
She's like, "You're lucky Anakin isn't here."
these episodes need to be stinking longer.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, like the first one, huh?
Or come out sooner.
It doesn't even have to be 71 minutes. It could be a full 30 minutes of actual content, not 22, 23 minutes of content and then 8 minutes of credits.
You know, at least for me, I enjoy these 22-minute long episodes of The Bad Batch much more than I ever did enjoy The Mandalorian for some reason. Whether it's the nostalgia of the Clone Wars.
I think it's
style
because
anime.
something's actually happening. Something's actually happening.
Yeah, I actually agree. And I think it mostly has everything to do with the era it's in. It's a much more interesting and better explored era that people love.
Yeah,
Quite a-
this era is literally my favorite era, like in the new canon.
The Dark
Between
Times.
Revenge of the Sith, and A New Hope.
And generally, like a lot of, I mean, this is in between the prequels and the originals. You can't go wrong, literally. It's always open for exploration, and it's in between two eras you like, and you get both of them in this Dark Times era.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, literally. You still see some clone troopers. You see it turning into, TIE fighters or whatever. Like immediately in episode 1, we immediately saw the V-wings being pushed in, replacing the ARC 170s and so on.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing they got replaced. I kind of like the ARC 170s.
Mhm.
I've been playing Empire at War these days for the first time ever. Shame on me.
Really?
Yeah. I simply never got to it. I've had it for years. I never played it. And I also never played Republic Commando until a month ago. And I'm already
Oh man, you've been missing out.
I'm already replaying it. I know the story of it generally. And what I've noticed in Empire at War, when you play as the Zan Consortium, for example, or when you buy off some ships from mercenaries, there's a lot of Clone Wars stuff, like leftover things. I remember buying Venator class Star Destroyers from some pirates.
But that was only accessible like the skirmish mode. Man, it would have been cool if some of that stuff was also available in normal campaign too.
Yeah, but generally, when you look at it, the Rebel Alliance took anything they had. I mean, I could bet that they had some Venators, leftover acclimators, here and there.
I bet they had a ton of consular class cruisers as well.
Yeah. And, ARC 170s, B-19 Tauren fighters. Why not? Z95 headhunters, definitely. That's what we know that they had. So it's cool, I guess. Not to mention the ATDP. No, the AT-APs. Is that the name?
Yeah.
I think so.
From Kashyyyk, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, they also use those and quite a bit of other things. Got off topic a bit, though. Oh yeah, the credits are gone.
My credits. Oh no, please come back.
But when you look at it, it seems like it's not a lot of credits in comparison to what Sidious used to give during the Clone Wars to him.
Mhm.
Inflation, man.
Yeah.
Yep, that does things.
Inflation sucks.
Yeah, I mean, Bane got a new starship, like a much bigger box of those creds and whatnot, and even he commanded a separatist cruiser, right?
Yes.
That's how much he gave him at that point.
I wonder also if this ship or the ship that we saw in the Clone Wars was the ship that Palpatine gave him for that holocron heist job.
This one,
Yeah.
oh, it wasn't. He used to fly a Magna Guard starfighter.
So would have been this one? Maybe? Because it was supposed to have like stealth technology and like the fastest kind of hyperdrive weapons.
I don't know. Maybe this ship is something he had in reserve. Maybe he simply wanted a ship from Palpatine for his missions in order to not lose this one potentially. After all, he was supposed to kidnap Jedi children, Force-sensitive children across the galaxy. So I guess that would be considered a risky mission, even for him. So maybe he didn't want to use his own ship. Also, I remember there's a comic with Darth Maul. He teams up with Cad Bane and Aura Singh. You guys know about that?
Yes.
Hmm.
That was a fine one, honestly. Not a bad one.
I don't remember that one actually.
I don't remember it either.
It's from the new canon, and most of the comics and books from new canon are garbage. Although that one was quite fine.
Any of you guys play Destroy All Humans for PS2?
I think once. My
I might have
brother's a
played
big
in the
fan of it.
past.
Cad Bane kind of looks like that alien guy.
He looks like Crypto.
Yeah.
You know, his hat really reminds me of the Old Republic style that smugglers used.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Nico Okar, the guy from the cinematics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely the type of hat with the metal stuff in it. So, yeah.
He's got the metal plate where he got shot, just in case.
I think he actually he had that like with his first hat as well, and second one.
Yeah, that's probably the reason why he survived.
Cad Bane, second, or I guess first best bounty hunter in the galaxy. Fashion Nova expert.
Yeah, I kind
Likes
of miss
hats.
his trench coat though.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer that look.
It looks way better on him.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, it
does.
definitely goes a lot better with the hat.
Yeah, and the fits the whole space western, look.
Is this a Celestinoan?
Celestinoan, huh?
Yeah.
No, you know what I think
Crossbreeding.
this is? This is probably the from Resident Evil Village, the baby fetus that eats you.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
And I've never played Resident Evil, so
Imagine a Celestin fetus in a horror movie. This would be it.
Looks like a
I mean-
bionicle face.
Kit Fisto was in Men in Black, so
Oh yeah, it does look like a bionicle mask,
Yeah.
although a fleshy one.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a Celestin fetus, definitely.
I don't like that idea.
It's disgusting.
No.
I think you
Oh,
just
no.
filled our heads with an image we probably will never forget about.
Also, remember the laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what does he say? What are those lines? Do you, Todd, remember? Maybe
I don't really know.
the funny stuff that he says. No, that's not that.
Oh, where Lando says, "Told you we'd do it," and like after they blow up the Death Star.
Something like that.
Oh no, that's after Han gets the shields down. That's right.
I told you they'd do it.
All right, settle down, pancake face.
Yep.
That's what you should say to. That's what you would say to him. He's like, "Settle down, pancake face."
I'm honestly really surprised how much Omega is getting character development for a Disney character. Let's call it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because Star Wars has really been doing a poor job with female characters, especially newly introduced ones who are supposed to grow. And I think this is probably the best one that they did so far.
Who was the latest? Who was the latest one that you think got the worst development? Like the latest one that you know of?
Except for Rey, you mean?
Yeah, like not. I'm not talking about Rey. I'm talking about like in general.
Well, what's her name? The Inferno Squad chick.
Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden. I don't know. The story was simply disappointing. It was boring. The gameplay was crap.
Yeah,
Story
I never
was-
bothered to play the single player for that game.
You know, one of the characters in this stream we did last time, the Miri Allen chick, Vernestra, she got the exact opposite of what Omega's getting right now. In a way, like in terms of her character. Like I read into it, and wow, she's basically the anti-Omega or something like that.
Wait, does that mean no character development or whatsoever, or what?
She had little character development, but I feel like didn't go through much. I didn't feel like she went through much development. Let's just say she had a little, but not much.
I think they're really making an interesting story out of this, especially with what the Kaminoans have planned, and I'm really looking forward to their uprising of sorts. I'd say that at least. Also, I've noticed on Camino, their technology usually glows white or light blue. Here it's a greenish color. It really has a feeling like it's a retro Kaminoan facility. I think they did that very well.
Yeah, I think the turquoise color there looks really fitting.
It's a Kaminoan facility
it
from
too,
back in
yeah.
the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a 70s Kaminoan facility.
Back
Just
back
imagine
in the
if we
space
just
70s.
regress. Imagine if we just regress back into the 70s. How would that be? Sorry, man, didn't mean to cut you off.
I mean, we're
I had
in
to
the
make a
20s.
joke.
We're in the 20s right now, so sure.
Yeah,
I think anything would be better than this.
If bell bottoms come back, all right, cool.
just no disco.
Oh,
Anything.
come on.
Jug and but so much other stuff. In
I
the
don't know.
trailer, and he wants you to bring it in now.
I want to see like where in the galactic the galactic charts like this planet is.
Hmm.
You
When
mean
we'll be
it's
back?
close to Camino?
Alright.
Is that what you mean? Like, is it close to Camino as the outpost, or
Oh, I just want to know where it is.
what if this is a planet where Kaminoans also live? Just simply that way.
Mm-hmm. It'd be weird because they're. Ooh, well, that could be really interesting because Kaminoans are like, they were a water-based species at one point, like right because they can live in water.
Yeah.
So what if they found a way to genetically alter themselves to live in a more arid, like nothing but skies environment? So the sky-faring Kaminoans look very different.
That would be pretty cool to see, actually. Like
Maybe.
different variants of the Kaminoan species.
Ooh, and their racism is why this facility is abandoned because they killed off all the bird ones.
Yep.
The green-eyed ones, huh?
Yeah, the green-eyed birds.
I really want to see green-eyed Kaminoans, honestly.
You know what, guys? Last week when we did the review or whatever, the discussion, people complained about the thumbnail. Once again, we have some people complaining about the thumbnail spoiling something. I wonder what exactly did it spoil? If people watched the last episode and know Bane was there, what exactly is this thumbnail for this live stream spoiling? I wonder.
I mean, there may have been some that actually hadn't seen it.
I mean, the only things other than Bane that are in the thumbnail are Camino Cloud City, and baby Neon Nub in a green background.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna have nightmares of just imagining Nine Num just going at you
Ugh.
with some fetus screams.
That's not nightmare fuel.
I think
the
some
weird
people
comic.
just want. I think some people just want the thumbnail to be basically a blank screen, so nothing's spoiled for them.
You know, the thing is, we were actually thinking on putting a black screen.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
Make it a picture of a bunch of spoiled milk. So it's nothing but spoilers. Or you should put actual spoilers, like that go in cars.
But yeah, Luke, the nightmares about the 9 Nub baby. I have a joke I want to make about that, but I'm going to save that till we end this. I don't want to say it on here.
Too much, huh?
Just for reasons.
Yeah, just save it for the end.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
learned
I'll save it when we get off.
We learned from the banging episode, the banging joke.
Yeah, let's not go there the second time.
No. We're not. We don't talk about that.
Wrecker want to go smash.
Why did we do that?
Wrecker,
I mean, it was funny, but why did we do that?
Because
Wrecker,
Hulk
I
always
hardly know her.
And then we watched Shrek into it.
Shrekker smash. Well, he did smash.
Yes, because it's Shrek.
Fiona.
Her face, Fennec Shan's face looks a lot better here than it did in the first episode she was in.
Yeah.
Is it just me or
No. I never saw a difference.
I don't know, it just looks different to me for some reason. I don't know why. Better, in a better way. I'm trying to make out what this
What?
oh,
The
I
thing
thought that
behind
was well, I thought that was in the shot that you just went to.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm looking at shots tangentially. If that was no, that blue lettering, I thought that may have been Arabesh or something.
Oh. I don't
But
know.
I don't believe it is. I also like once again to point out that half of the mechanical controls in the Star Wars universe don't have labels or any kind of icon or anything telling you what they are.
Ironically enough, everyone knows how to use it.
Yeah.
Looks like that dead body is asserting dominance.
This literally looks like a random alien at this point.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of one of those like really tall aliens in the last season of the Clone Wars where they go to rescue Echo. Remember those things?
The tall alien. Oh yeah. The I don't remember the names of them. I actually expected this thing to move or something. Twitch.
I would have been so no. I would have jumped out my seat.
Yeah,
that
that
would be
was
too
kind of
much.
scary.
That'd be too far,
Zombies.
probably.
We got zombies now.
Have you guys watched the movie Signs?
No.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
You know the alien movie with the they live in a barn and then have some symbols on their cornfield and everything.
Yeah.
You never see the aliens; you just see a shadow of them or something like that, right?
Eventually, you see the alien, but yeah, pretty much you kind of never do see him.
Why does
Yeah.
every horror movie have to involve a cornfield?
Well, honestly, Superman also has a cornfield, so. But yeah, it's always a cornfield.
I'm just shaking my head in disappointment.
Because you can't digest corn.
And
It
for
comes
some
out
reason, aliens always only invade America.
Yeah. Because we're stupid. Sometimes.
We're not always the brightest.
We never were.
And it's always some Kaminoans invading you.
Yes. Why do
You
you
know
think
that
we have?
alien? It kind of reminded me of a long Asgard from Stargate.
I mean, honestly, like, why do you think we have South Park to make fun of everything everybody does? South Park.
Look at that head, how big it is in comparison to hers.
There's a big old head.
Yeah.
Slimy.
You know, that's one thing I noticed. I don't think Kaminoans are supposed to be that big.
You think? I did feel quite. Although when you look at it, she's not very tall, even in live action.
Yeah. True.
So yeah, just gonna skip this part. Whatever. If you guys have anything to add, feel free to.
Cad's fingers look really bony.
Well, he's getting older, so
Not really much older.
I hope he's eating well.
what he needs is some fight milk. And have you ever seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yes, what he needs is some fight milk to get that energy going.
I like the ingenuity that Omega has jumping on a Toto, so she can make it down that last flight of ladder.
Wait, ladder.
Looks
I
like
wonder what
Fennec. Yep.
I wonder what that control panel is on Fennec's chest.
It's usually something random
Mm.
for looks, honestly. That's what it looks like to me. Although it seems like she knows some martial arts or something.
Mm-hmm.
I
Being
mean,
Asian and all.
it's the same actress who plays Mulan too, so I'm assuming,
Yeah. Although she actually just gives the voice, so
yeah. Still, great movie though.
love
Not
the music in it.
Yeah.
To be a man.
Such a classic movie.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the pod thing. It literally looks like a steampunk version of the Kaminoan pod that they fly in.
Is it that way naturally, or is it just all rusted out? And
Just take a look at it. Even this pot falls off when Toto's.
Man, it definitely looks rusted.
There's a lot of weathering on the paint, especially.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Grime and weathering.
Although-
It'd be cool if
Yeah, go
someone
on.
made a mock off this too.
Lego mock. Or
Mhm. Like just a Lego mock or something like that.
I love to do it. But the thing is, it's not something really special when you look at it. It's just a circle. Like a ball.
so
Fun.
Cad Bane has like these ammo belts on. What are they ammo for?
Which ones?
Are they-
What do you mean?
Are they like charges for his blasters? Do they refill his flamethrowers? What are they for?
I have no idea. Although I remember he had quite a lot of gadgets on those wrist things. Gauntlets, whatever.
He could like shock you. He
Yeah.
could shoot darts. Yeah, he has
Flamethrower.
some. Yeah, he has some almost Mandalorian style gauntlets.
Yeah. You know, in this episode,
Mhm.
I wondered if he had the booster rockets on his. What do you call them?
On his boots.
Boots. Yeah.
Boots.
Yeah, he actually
Yes.
used them.
His kinky boots.
And then, yeah, here he is. Finally, with that. No, he really is a space cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
He also has some grenades and stuff like that. I always
That's a
wondered
really-
what the. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, that's a really handy gadget to have.
I always
Rocket
wondered
boots.
what the tubes are going to his face. Is that just for good looks?
No, those go into his throat, so he can like breathe in space. And if he runs afoul of Force users, they can't Force choke him.
They can.
Well, they can, but it'd be like he would be able to breathe because that it's pumping oxygen straight down his throat.
Do you guys remember the time when they tried to do the mind trick on him? three.
Uh.
Was it Anakin, Mace Windu, and Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Yeah, it was all three of them.
And they couldn't break him because his mind would pop if they pushed too hard. Although they couldn't mind trick him, barely. That was really, really cool because I think we never saw that before. Someone resist so much. Like he did.
He's got to smell terribly.
Why?
Also,
He doesn't have a nose.
Oh.
I mean, if you didn't have to smell anything, I mean, would you really care?
I actually kind of
Cool
want to
if
talk
you
about.
guys. Yeah, go on.
I was actually want to talk about that plate thing that's on his head. I'm wondering that's from the duel when he faced Boba Fett that he probably got hit in the head, and whoever found him probably repaired him and put that plate on. I think that's what that's from.
Oh yeah, we actually mentioned that, and yeah, I think we all agree on that. If the duel happened, that's probably it.
Mm-hmm.
Although the thing is, barely anyone survives a headshot in Star Wars in general.
Yeah.
But he
If
would be a
anyone could do
character.
it, he had Bane.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why he always wears a hat, because the hat took like a micro fraction of the blaster bolt.
yep.
Hat
Last
saved
time
him.
when we talked about Cad Bane and the Duro species, I mentioned that isn't it weird that we have a badass Duros such as Cad Bane after seeing them for the first time in the Mos Eisley Cantina in The New Hope with the who made the sound?
Oh yeah, the Duros.
That was so.
And then you had the weird what are they called?
The worm thing, was that it?
No, the four-eyed creature with the little dangly thing under his face.
A tall.
Yeah, the tall.
Talls.
Yeah, the tall. Tall looked really weird. I don't know why he was stroking that dangly thing.
That's how they talk.
Yeah, I think
Honestly,
that's
I always found that really disgusting. Always felt disgusting that part
Like
of
there's
it,
a-
and also the ball sack on their faces.
Yeah, yeah. There's the rules of this establishment don't make any sense to me. I can't have my service droid in here, but there's a dude who can talk by wiggling a dangly thing, and there's a guy with balls on his face in the middle of the day.
I guess they just can't help their droid prejudices or something.
But
It's
the
like
thing
a
is,
disease.
why would anyone even serve a droid? It's a man-made. It's a mechanical being created in a factory.
That's true.
Doesn't make sense to serve them at all. They're made to serve, technically.
Although there
where
are
would you
such thing as
serve 'em?
droid bars.
What?
There are such thing as like droid bars and things where they can go and get like those oil baths.
Oh, it's not a bar. I remember it was a. What do you call those?
Cantina.
It wasn't a canteen. I remember in a Clone Wars episode, R2 got a nice cleaning.
Oh, you're talking about that service business. That
Yeah,
place
in
where
the
they go to
episode
on
when
Coruscant.
yeah, in the episode when Cad Bane and Toto kidnapped C-3PO,
Mm-hmm.
specifically there.
Right.
But I don't think we've ever seen droid bars and cantinas. You see this ball here? The flying ball is literally something from Treasure Planet.
No, it looks like what are they called? The Oracle things from Halo.
Is it?
Yeah, looks like it. Looks like those the 343 Guilty Spark from Halo.
To me, for some reason, it reminds me of the ball map thingy that they have in Treasure Planet.
Well, Or an,
Yeah.
or an apple of Eden from Assassin's Creed, in a way.
Oh yeah, that as well,
Piece of
in a
Eden.
way. But it's very steampunk-ish.
100%.
And now we cut to the elephant in the room, where
Oh, I don't know what happened here.
Where she
I had
accepts
no
her
idea.
death. She just kind of balls up and accepts her death.
no,
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Did she crash somewhere, or did these guys just activate a tractor beam or whatever, even though it's a small ship?
I don't know.
I doubt they have that.
I think maybe they caught the pod somehow.
That's
There
what
could
it
be
seems
something
like.
that's magnetic on the bottom.
But yeah, Wrecker
Yeah.
shows up, or in this case, Shrekker. She's like, Shrekker? He's like, Omega!
It's like Fiona.
Only it's Omega!
But it kind of
Omega.
makes me laugh when Wrecker's just like, "Oh, are you in there?" It's just like, oh, you see a bunch of those floating balls all over the place. Like, oh, it's you single one of them, see she's in there.
No, imagine if
Honestly,
someone was
like-
actually with Omega. They're like, take a peek up and see if there's someone in there. They're like, righto. Start shooting at them. It does a full on Looney Tunes style bit.
It's interesting that now, since they mentioned that Omega is did they say first generation alpha clone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That literally means that she's around the same age as these guys,
Right.
except that they are fully matured, except for Wrecker, and she isn't.
Where she doesn't have the accelerated age like the rest of the clones do, and
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
clone we know that has that is Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm very, very interested to see in this series, and I really can't wait. Clone Captain Ballast. Have you guys heard about him?
Yes.
It rings a bell.
It's a
Yeah,
They released a toy of a new clone captain from the Bad Batch specifically,
Mm.
and
Cool.
I really can't wait to see him. He has some how would I call that? It's like a bluish green color on him, painted armor
Nice.
with the pauldron and whatnot. I'm really curious on when we're going to see them, because one of the things that I found really enjoyable in the Clone Wars was so many different types of clone commanders and captains. Like every few episodes, you see another random one, and it was always so cool. I think they should do a bit of that. We're always talking about clones because it's literally the most fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they had a clone army in the Old Republic, just like the Jango
Oh.
Fett ones.
Oh yeah. Imagine if they had a clone army of Jace Malcolm, the guy with
Oh my
titanium
goodness.
balls.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That would be god tier fan fiction right there.
Because literally Jace Malcolm can withstand force lightning from Darth Maul is still keep going.
Imagine
No,
50 Jace Malcolms on
No.
Darth Malgus.
Malgus would basically just be like, oh shit, I'm a dip.
Like 50 Jace Malcolms take out their knives and start running at him.
He uses force lightning in the most overpowered way possible, like every character in the Old Republic.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't need Jedi to take on Sith. Just send a few Jason Malcolms to take him out.
Was that also mind blowing for all of you when you saw the Old Republic cinematics for the first time? Like when you saw the Republic troopers take on Sith so easily.
Yeah.
Just,
Mhm.
go
That
through
was
them.
awesome. That was awesome. Like, I will never forget that.
Literally,
Like I said, the Old
never-
Republic cinematics are probably the best trailers you could ever have.
Oh yeah.
I'd just
It's
watch those over and over again when I was in middle school.
It's strange because the animation in them still holds up today. Like, it looks just like modern graphics. And I think they also updated them so they're in 8K now.
I have the 8K ones. The guy who did the upscaling sent us the 8K ones.
That was great.
It looks fabulous, honestly. It looks unreal.
Wait till they do 10K.
I really want a movie of that style of animation. Like
Oh
if,
yeah.
If we had a movie of that style of animation, it would have been amazing.
Yeah, they're not limited by actors. That's the great part about it, and it looks fabulous. And what was I going to say? What I've noticed about those trailers from the Old Republic cinematics is that they have much better stories than most of the things that Disney has ever done. The 5-minute trailers.
Yep.
I mean, me and Todd have made so many lore videos from those scenes and those characters. It's unbelievable how much story you have in those 3 main trailers when the game came out, and then you have the 2 newer ones from the Knights of the Eternal Throne and the Eternal Empire. If you know those, Arkan, Thex, and Valkorion. That was really.
Valen. Is it just me, or did Valen creep a lot of people out?
She kind of creeped me out a little bit when she became dark. It's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the transition scenes with her and her body tattoos, that was creepy.
Oh my.
Yeah.
But probably my favorite
go.
scene out of all the cinematics was Malgus versus Venzalo. That was the best scene.
You know what's
in the
weird?
Jedi Temple.
You know what's weird? The Old Republic MMO is the only Legends piece of media that's still going on to this day.
Yeah, besides, Marvel went away, that one-off thing we got
Yeah.
2 years ago. It's like, that's been it, pretty much.
So because of the reunion that Hunter and Omega have and the lines that are dropped, I strongly believe that Hunter's going to die. Hunter's going to die. He's
I
going
hope
to die.
not. Honestly,
Eventually, someone will die.
Because they keep dropping these moments scattered throughout the episodes where they're building it up to where, of course, whenever he dies, it's going to have this enormous emotional impact on all of us. And that's what they want. They want to draw you in emotionally and be like, oh, I hate that you did this, but oh, so cool.
I mean, they kind of trolled us with last week's episode, so.
It's something that could realistically happen.
Like how they killed off Kanan in Rebels.
Oh, that was sad.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was surprised that they did that.
I think that the most inevitable parts in regards to this series is that Crosshair is going to die and Hunter. Those 2 definitely. Just a matter of time.
If they
Or maybe
kill
just
Wrecker-
one of the 2.
If they kill Wrecker, I'm boycotting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to kill him. He's just not the type of character to get sacrificed for something.
I think
know.
Wrecker would be the last of that because he would probably put it more refined because he's very protective of Omega, so he'll probably be the last one.
Honestly, I doubt Hunter might die. I really think it's most likely going to be Crosshair because he's committing all these horrible things, and when you think he'll be redeemed, he'll get killed, and then he'll just say,
Or he'll sacrifice himself.
Yeah, like that could be his redemption, like him sacrificing himself to save, like, say, Hunter or Omega.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that might happen in season 1 with Crosshair. Although, if some of the main cast is going to die, I think it's going to be probably Hunter at the end of the series, just like similarly to Kanan. But if someone is going to survive, it's most likely going to be Echo and Wrecker. And Omega, of course. She's definitely
Possibly Tech.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. But Echo just seems like the character who's going to be the one who went through it all. Survived the Clone Wars, didn't participate in Order 66, eventually joined the rebellion or something, meet up with Rex. Who knows? Although what is alarming a bit is that we've only seen Wolf, Gregor, and Rex in Rebels.
You know who we need to see?
Who? Cody.
No. We need to start getting some Bothans.
Oh.
No one ever thinks about the Bothans.
Really?
I actually just played the mission in Empire at War yesterday when you're playing Sidious and removing the Bothans, just killing them all.
Because there's supposed to be this huge spy network working for the rebellion, and we ain't got nothing on the Bothans yet. So,
Oh, you mean in official Disney canon?
yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. Didn't we have something in Shadows of the Empire in the game?
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember it that well.
Not sure.
Or was that something else, like prior to Return of the Jedi, when they say, I think you play through the mission that they talk about in Return of the Jedi when many Bothans died to get us that information on the second Death Star. Honestly, it seems like the first Death Star was a much bigger secret than the second one.
Well,
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it only got leaked because Palpatine wanted it to.
Yep, so
And
you
the
could
thing that
learn
bothered
and
me,
crush the rebellion.
the thing that bothered me about the second Death Star is like Palpatine kind of screwed up there. So let the rebels know about it when it's finished being built instead of it's still under construction.
Did you guys hear about the third Death Star?
Nope.
Not Starkiller Base. There was a literal third Death Star.
You mean the Eye of Palpatine?
No. There was this remnant. We did a lore video on that like 5 years ago, literally. Can't remember all the details, but there was this. Was it Remnant Empire of the Hand? I think that's the name of it. They literally made a battle station almost exactly the same as the Death Star, except that it had no super laser that works. It was more like a distraction type of Death Star. It didn't work, but it looked like it.
And then in the Jedi Academy trilogy, there was the Death Star prototype that was in the Maw.
The Sun Crusher, or no?
Oh, there was a actual prototype Death Star, like in the Maw there.
I don't remember, honestly.
Oh well. Anyways, I guess there's not much left to say about the episode. Like, this is kind of where it ends.
Yeah, I agree. That's about it on it.
They're going off on another adventure, and Crosshair is most likely going to catch up with them and possibly kill them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the next one's going to be a filler.
Oh yeah,
Makes sense after the arc we just had.
I think we may need it basically just to process some of these things.
we have 7 more episodes to go.
Yep.
7
Seven.
more.
I would be totally fine if we got a whole Crosshair episode next episode.
Oh yeah. Him getting some cybernetics or something. I would love that.
That would be sweet.
But to me, I think Omega coming back, like getting rescued already, I think it's kind of too soon. It's kind of too easy.
Yeah.
I mean, his wounds didn't look that severe, honestly. Like Crosshair's.
I mean, he was chasing them and pissed in the shuttle, so it's not that severe, I'd say.
It's just a few burns that'll probably heal.
I think he's pissed that they burned his matchstick in his mouth.
It's like a toothpick.
Yeah. Yeah, but it went off like a matchstick, so I think if they're gonna send the Empire after the Bad Batch or something of that sort again, this time it's not gonna be enough to just have Crosshair and the elite squad troopers who are honestly pathetic. They really didn't show them off like they're elite soldiers or anything. Not even close, honestly.
It just proves that the Empire's soldier, like after they got rid of the clones and they started doing recruit soldiers, the quality just went down horribly.
Because none of them can hit anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we definitely need we need someone to come in and make a bigger threat than Crosshair, because this was nothing when you look at it.
What if they send an Inquisitor in?
Oh, yeah.
I doubt
Like
they
you?
would. I doubt they
Or me-
would.
I think they're gonna send Cody.
Yes.
Cody
That's
or-
probably more likely.
Could see Cody.
Cody's
We
going to
could-
be like, Crosshair, you screwed up. I'm going in.
We could see, say, Phase 1 Dark Troopers.
Mm.
Maybe.
We could see the beginning of the Dark Trooper program, because Tarkin and Rampart are trying to figure out, what's the next step of the Imperial military going to be. All right, let's try out these droids.
I think it would be cool if they actually gave us the Phase Zeros. The ones from the Battlefront 2.
Yeah,
Jump.
that's from the old Battlefront games.
Yeah, because
Yep.
they're literally clones with some cybernetics added to them,
Nice.
and that would be great. Although, weren't the Phase 1 Dark Troopers droids completely?
Yes,
You
they
know,
were
with
just
the-
droids with like the
With the
blade
shield.
and the shield.
Yeah.
And they could move real fast.
Mhm.
Gotta go fast.
I actually played them in the Dark Times mod for Battlefront 2. It's basically like a Force Unleashed mod for it.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's interesting that Crosshair is a commander. He doesn't feel like one at all to me, at least.
Mhm.
Really?
Like, when was the last time we saw a commander using a sniper rifle in the Clone Wars?
Never.
It's always dual pistols or just a regular DC-15.
I kind of like it. I kind of like the change up.
I like his new helmet, but I wish he'd keep it if he gets redeemed.
Well, he's probably getting a new one now because of Burns' cybernetics.
Yeah.
I think Cody's going to come in,
That'd
and
be
then he's
cool.
going to assemble a much bigger force. He's going to demote Crosshair to a captain or something, and they're going to go together and get the Bad Batch back or something, or kill him off.
Be really
or
cool if
whatever.
we got Cody or Apo.
Well,
Yeah, Apple would be nice.
one group I'd like to see come in, I doubt it'd be a very long shot, but according to Legends, Delta Squad became one of the Imperial's top special forces, so it'd be a long shot for them to show up.
They were in a episode for like 5 seconds.
Yep, 5 seconds of fame.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen the trailers for the next episodes? They've been showing off these ATTs on some planet and a lot of plain white clones.
Yep.
I guess some battle's going to happen. There were also some battle droids as well.
We might
Some
get a
really-
separatist holdout.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. And for some reason, it feels like it's going to be Onderon to me. I don't know why. I'm getting
That's
Onderon
about me.
vibes.
Yeah, we're probably gonna go back to Isis and see this giant battle. Or not giant, but just a good sized battle where
A decent skirmish.
yeah.
Because they want to get rid of Saul Guerrero, so.
Yeah. So I guess this is it on the episode, I'd say. You guys have anything to add?
Mm-mm.
Not really.
No?
I think that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we pretty much said it all.
Yeah, even more than we needed to say, I guess, because there's
Pretty
nothing much to it, except for much more speculation and overall the enjoyable new, small but enjoyable allure on the Kaminoans, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's about it on that. So we're gonna finish this off anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, as always, I just want to thank everyone for being here and talking about the episode. And I want to thank the viewers for watching. And that's about it. So you guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Live long and prosper, my friends, and may the force be with you all.
Yep.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.